Are you ready to start your own e-commerce business selling private label products on Amazon FBA? If so, you are in the right place. My name is Tim Sanders, and I've sold over $80 million on the Amazon platform. And I invite you to join me in this comprehensive mini-series tutorial where we will go over everything you need to know to be successful at this business model. We're going to be covering things such as finding profitable products, sourcing suppliers, optimizing listings, and launching and ranking your product, and so much more. So, if you're ready, get a pen and paper, and let's dive in. Amazon FBA for Beginners, Part 1 of 5, Mastering Private Label on Amazon, our step-by-step tutorial. What are we going to cover in this mini course? Part 1, Private Label 101. Part 2, Product Research. Part 3, Intro to Sourcing. Part 4, Listing Optimization. And Part 5, Launching and Ranking. Now, who is this mini course for? Well, perhaps you're new to selling on Amazon and not sure where to start, or you're looking to create another source of income. Perhaps you've already had some experience selling on Amazon via RA or OA and want to learn about private labeling. Maybe you're already a current private label seller and you want to get a refresher on the essentials of this business, or maybe you just buy a lot of products on Amazon, so you might as well start selling there too. Well, let's jump in. Part 1, Private Label 101. What are we going to cover today in this video? 3 things. Number 1, what is private label? Number 2, what is Amazon FBA? And number 3, how does it differ from RA, OA, and wholesale, which are different ways of selling on Amazon? But first, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tim, and I've been selling on Amazon for a decade. And I've sold over $80 million plus on the Amazon marketplace. You can see in this screenshot, that's $24 million over a previous 12-month span. I went from this, as you can see the screenshot on the left, 30-day period, $560,000 in sales, and in that month period did 2,900 items sold. And this was in December of 2013. But now I have jumped to this. Here's a more recent screenshot of a similar 30-day period, $2.4 million in sales. Not only that, but I've also been able to help hundreds of people start their private label businesses on Amazon too. And that's me in the screenshot. So enough about me, let's dive in. So what is private label? Private labeling is when you source and sell a product under your own brand versus someone else's. So instead of selling someone else's branded product, or reselling we'd like to call it, you will create your own brand and sell products under that. How does it work? Well, first, you have a product in mind. Then you find a supplier who can make that product. And finally, you sell your product under your brand on Amazon. Let's look at an example. Let's say you want to sell a garlic press. You then will next find a supplier who can make that garlic press. Then you'll package those garlic presses in your own branded packaging to sell on Amazon. Now, did you know most products that you'll find on Amazon are private label products? Exactly what we're talking about here. There are actually millions of micro brands that exist on Amazon, many of which are owned by people just like me and my students, and potentially you in the future. Next time you go onto Amazon, you will see on the listing itself, oftentimes the name of the micro brand, and also a little section here where you can see the micro brand. Sometimes it says visit store of micro brand. This is going to now jump out at you every single time you go to buy a product on Amazon because they are everywhere. Now that we know what private labeling is, how about this question? What is Amazon FBA? Well, FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon, which is a service provided by Amazon where they handle our logistics and shipping to customers. Well, why is FBA useful to us as a private label seller? Well, FBA saves us hundreds of hours and the headache of dealing with fulfillment for our products. Customers can get access to industry-leading shipping times for our products. Yes, that means our branded product can get to customers sometimes same day, next day, 2-day, just the same as any Amazon product. Amazon also handles the majority of all the customer support for us. We instantly have trust and credibility because of how big Amazon is now. Just think for a moment, when you go to purchase on eBay, it feels like an online garage sale. When you go to purchase something on Amazon, you have trust and credibility. That's why close to 50% of all online sales go to Amazon, and we get to piggyback off of that credibility. We also get access to the 200 million plus Prime customers shopping on Amazon. No need to have to go out and look for traffic. All we have to do is get our product in front of these hordes of hungry customers who are coming to Amazon to shop. Well, what does this mean for us as private label sellers? A few things. 1, more free time to spend on growing the business. 2, less of a need to hire more team members since a lot of the work is handled by Amazon. And 3, easy access to customers looking for your products versus running traffic to your own website, which is costly and difficult. And all 3 of these things together allow you to put more profit into your pocket. Well, how does this business model of private label differ from RA, OA, and wholesale? These are other ways that people sell products on Amazon, but they're not all created equal. Let me explain. So we have a chart here that's going to go through each of these 3 and what are the differences. On the left, we have retail or online arbitrage. This is essentially going to a store in person or online, buying something and then reselling it as you send it to Amazon. Then we have in here in the middle, which is wholesale. This is working out a brand deal or a contract with a name brand to be able to resell their name brand products. And then we have on the far right, private label, which is what we're talking about here. What are the differences, these key differences? What about brand ownership? Only private label do you have actual ownership of the brand. How about control over your product? Let's say you want to improve it, you want to alter it, you want to find a way to make it more profitable. Only private label do you have complete control. How about exit potential? You build up this business and you want to sell it for a huge multiple. You can't do that with retail, online arbitrage, or wholesale, but you can with private label. Upwards of 2 to 5x your yearly profits from your private label business. And also, what about profit margins? 5 to 10% for retail, online arbitrage, and wholesale, but 20 to 40% when it comes to private label. Now you might say, hold on, stop, Tim. I think you're a little biased because you do the private label business model, not those other ones. That's why you want to make private labels stand out. Let me stop you right there. Trust me on this because I've tried them all. Here, I'm going to show you examples of this. This was me about 10 years ago or so, shipping products from my parents' garage. And this is when I was doing retail, online arbitrage, and some wholesale. This is my parents' house where I used to order products online and have them shipped here. I would show up, it would be stacked in the garage, on the side of the house, on the driveway. And I did pretty well at these other business models. You can see here, this is the 1099K. This is the official tax document that Amazon gives all of its sellers after the year-end sales. And it shows here what I was doing monthly, okay? I did over $2.3 million in business on these other business models that I talked about, retail, online arbitrage, and wholesale. And you can see here that screenshot that I showed you at the beginning, that 560,000 30 days, that was doing these other business models. But once I got a taste of private label, the rest was history. Let me show you some screenshots. These are individual days profits that I've had. $10,000 at 23% margin, $22,282 at 27% margin. And what about this one? $43,381 at a 41% margin. That's 172% ROI on my investment in my products. And you compare that to other business models like the stock market, which is an annualized return of a little over 10%, real estate, which is something similar. This is 172% ROI every single time I'd reload my products and keep selling them. Now, not only that, but I recently got an offer for my business for almost $30 million, okay? So I'm speaking from firsthand experience about those other business models that I used to do compared to private label. That's how I can speak so freely on the matter. I hope you can see now why I'm all in on private label. Well, what are next steps in our mini course? Now that we understand what private label is utilizing Amazon FBA and what FBA is, let's now discuss how do we find profitable products to sell. So check out the next video in this mini course right here. Click the link down below me and I'll see you there.